Jazz with Black Digital Nomad, and today I wanted to share my very honest, unsponsored, unaffiliated review on my experience with BetterHelp.com. So, first thing, a disclaimer. So I am going to share some intimate details, and I would just like to clear the air. First things first, if you feel the need to leave a negative comment about this video, I would like for you to write it down, okay, and then send it to your mom, okay, because I don't want to hear it. So I'm going to just burn some sage here just to kind of get rid of the negative energy. Because y'all be getting on here thinking y'all just like anything to me. I mean, technically you can, you know. Technically you can. Technically you can, because freedom of speech. But, yeah, let's just be mindful of, especially a video about mental health, let's be mindful of the comments that we're writing, okay? Y'all know who y'all are. Y'all know who y'all are. Trolling folks on the goddamn interweb with no picture. You don't even post a picture of yourself. No video, zero videos, 0 subscribers on people's page. Fucking with them. Leave people alone. Anyway, now that that's that, let me get my notes because I be rambling. So, okay guys, so what is BetterHelp.com? BetterHelp.com is an app that allows you to have therapy sessions, okay, online therapy sessions, remote therapy sessions with a licensed therapist in the comfort of your home, coffee shops, wherever you at. I do mine at home because I ain't about to be in no coffee shop crying. Y'all, I'll be like, ooh, snot all in my nose. So, first things first, how did I hear about BetterHelp? Well, I had been looking for some ways to get therapy abroad, right? And being a nomad and moving a lot, it's kind of difficult to find a therapist that is in one location. So that wasn't going to work for me. I did find some psychiatrists and therapists online on psychology.com that do one-on-one sessions. However, their sessions were like $120 per session, and I would like to do like 1 to 2 sessions a week. So that was just gonna be too expensive. I just was like, okay, I'm not trying to spend that much money. And then I looked into Talkspace, and with Talkspace, I was gonna sign up with Talkspace, but Talkspace has it where it is a little more, so you can have you can get a package where you're basically talking to a therapist, but it's via text messages. And for me, I want to talk to someone. I want to see you. I want you to hear me. I want to hear you. And I want it to be a live session. So that is why I didn't want to go with Talkspace. But Talkspace does offer one-on-one sessions. However, it's a higher package. When with BetterHelp, all of the packages contain one-on-one sessions with a therapist, live session. I think it was important for me to get back into therapy. I did therapy back in high school with my mother. For those of you that don't know, growing up, my mom was on drugs. She'll have 21 years sober on the 11th of July, one day at a time, which is beautiful. However, growing up, I endured neglect and abandonment. And when I was 7 years old, my mom lost custody of me, and I went to live with my father. And my earliest memory of my dad was fear. I've always been terrified of him. He mean, he ugly, and he was abusive, and I endured sexual abuse from my brother because of, my relationship with my father. And my dad was just physically, emotionally, and, mentally abusive. He would make me sleep outside, and that has caused some fucking PTSD. Complex post-traumatic stress disorder is what I suffer from. And I realized, that no matter how great my life is, I'm absolutely ecstatic about life. I'm happy, I'm free, I eat well, I take care of myself, but I'm still suffering from, PTSD symptoms. And so it's affected my relationships and my thoughts. And so I decided to bring someone in and get professional help. And so I had been looking. I knew a few remote therapists, and I asked them their rates, and they were still like $100. And so when I came across BetterHelp, I was like, this may be the thing for me. They offered me a week trial, And if y'all know me, I'm a free trial queen, okay? I got 12 email addresses, okay? For Amazon and Hulu and all that shit for the year. So, I love a free trial. So I was like, cool, you know? So during my first session with my therapist, going back a little bit. So how BetterHelp works is you basically fill out a short questionnaire. You know, they make sure that you are stable enough and you're not suicidal so that you can do online therapy. I think if you have like some really a real crisis or, you know, mental breakdowns or certain mental illnesses, they prefer that you, I guess, work with someone else or something like that. So a short questionnaire, and basically they match you with the therapist. For me, I wanted a person of color, okay? I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. I would like to talk to someone that looks like me, a therapist that understands the struggles of being a black woman, okay? So it was important for me to have a black therapist. They matched me with one. They give you her name and her information, and I was able to Google her. I did a Google search to make sure she's too legit to quit. And so I thought that it was a great match, you know, and so we connected online and we had our first session. Again, this is during my free trial. So our first session, she's like, hey, you know, during the first session, I like to allow the patient is that what it's called, patient? I don't know. But anyway, she opened the space for me to ask her questions. But y'all, I'm on this free trial and I'm going through it. And I'm like, yo, no, ma'am, this is what I'm going through right now. Like, this is what happened. I didn't prepare no questions for you. The only question I got is, how you doing? Are you ready? Okay. So we got right into it. And I've gone to therapy before. Again, like I said, in high school, and even as a little girl, I think they tried to take me to therapy. I didn't realize that's what it was, you know. But looking back, I'm like, oh, they thought I was crazy then. So just kidding. I'm not kidding, but whatever. Just as I didn't want anyone to get offended by my thing of saying crazy, but whatever. It's jokes here too. Be light. So, anyways, my first experience, or one of the earlier experiences with me and a therapist, is it wasn't ideal for me, okay? I went to therapy with this lady, and it was right after the time that I had left my father's house. I had ran away from him and went back to my mother. And so, you know, they wanted me to go into therapy. And it was just not a good experience for me, because I got there, and you know, the first session, usually, like, you're trying to warm up to people, especially as a teenager. You're at an awkward age. You're not very trusting, and you know, I've always been very sensitive to energy, and I didn't realize that until like I became an adult and learned a lot more about myself. But this bitch's energy was just negative, y'all. You know what she had the nerve to tell me? This lady tells me during our very first session, because I'm not just opening up to her, I ain't busting it wide open. She says, you know, I'm not Oprah. I'm not here to entertain you. I'm not about to do backflips for you. And I was like, bitch, what? Okay, I'm out. Thanks. You can cut the timer now. I'm done. And I left. But I'm so grateful that I did not allow that one experience with my therapist to taint the idea of therapy for me. You know, I'm still very open to therapy. I'm an advocate of therapy and of mental health. And so, I just was like, bitch, bye. So, with all that being said, my first session with this woman, I felt very comfortable. I felt like I could tell her everything. And then I'm on this free trial, so y'all know I'm trying to get in where I fit in, see how much I can get for this free week, you know. So I'm talking to her. I tell her, you know, the things that have happened to me, my childhood, you know, brought her up to speed with who I am and what I'm going through and the things I've been through. And it was very encouraging. You know, the first thing she said was, you didn't deserve any of those things. And I think a lot of times with child abuse survivors, or just survivors, that's the most important and the most reassuring thing, because this mind thing, like when you've been exposed to trauma, you tell yourself all kind of things like, oh my goodness, I shouldn't have done this, or it was my fault, or if I would have done this differently. And just to be reminded that, you know, I didn't deserve the things that happened to me, you know, was very reassuring. And so we had our first session. It went beautifully. It was an hour. You know, I felt comfortable with this woman. I was talking to her, great. At the end of the session, she, wanted to see me again before the week was out, just to make sure that I was okay and coping. She gave me some coping skills, some grounding techniques. And I like her because she believes in holistic wellness like I do. So like I've been incorporating meditation, incorporating yoga, incorporating clean eating, all of these things into my lifestyle for the last few years as a way to heal. And she's on board with that. And so instead of her trying to give me medications and things like that, she's, giving me a holistic way to heal this trauma. So overall, my first week went great. We had 2 sessions in that week. BetterHelp also allows you to have live sessions and then text in between. So midweek, I was able to check in with her. After I did my grounding techniques, I could check in with her, tell her how I was feeling. When I felt triggered, I went and messaged her, and it just felt so reassuring knowing that I could talk to somebody who, for one, is not going to judge me, and if so, it don't matter because I don't know you like that. And number 2, just understands and gets it, right? So I think a lot of times as child abuse survivors, we don't like to be burdens on people. We feel like, I don't want to tell you so much, even though we are so like this with other people. Come to me. Oh, yes. I'm here for you. But with us, I know for me, I'm like, I don't really want to bother you. Or we have to also remember that everyone doesn't have the mental capacity to even give us the right advice or understand where we're coming from. Someone who's never been abused by the first people that they knew are going to have a different outlook on life. So it's really important, I think, for PTSD for us to talk to professionals a lot of times, okay, or support groups or things like that. So I am really amazed, and I'm so grateful that these things exist, because again, as a nomad, as a traveler, like it ain't that accessible, right? So this makes it accessible for anybody to talk to people. So another thing that you can do through the app is do live seminars with other therapists. I did one last night, and it was just kind of an introduction to what BetterHelp was and how to get the most of it. I'm going to do one tomorrow, and it's about, I think, releasing trauma, or will I ever get over this trauma. They have one on self-care, depending on what you're going through. There's even one for infidelity. I'm not signing up for that one because I'm not going through that, but they have ones for a lot of different things, and I love that too. There's also a journal on the app, and you can write in your journal and then share it with your therapist, which I think is ideal, or not share it with your therapist. There's also something where your therapist can set goals for you. For me, we're working on my anger management, because I be popping the fuck off, okay? Working on that. Tapping and shit, calm down, girl, calm down. So we're able to work on, we set goals, and so she set the goal for me of improving my anger management, and then effective communication, how I communicate with others. And you can, as something happens, you can update it. For instance, I ordered some food the other day. I live in a high-rise apartment, so the guy didn't come upstairs. They usually do, but they called me and was like, he's not coming upstairs. Can you meet him downstairs? And I was a little irritated at first, but I switched it. Like I went 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, okay, and changed my thought process. Instead of being hateful, I decided to be grateful. And I was like, yo, Jazz, look at the bright side of this shit. First of all, you got money to order your ass some food, what you want when you want, okay? 2, you got legs, okay? 3, it's downstairs. You ain't gotta even go nowhere to get it. Just go downstairs, And I did that, and it totally shifted my mind, because usually, y'all, I would have had a whole fucking attitude, okay? A 2 for real. Probably wouldn't even enjoy the food because I would have been so irritated. And I would have went downstairs, and I would have had an attitude with the man, and when I got downstairs, he smiled and was very great, very nice. And I was like, you know what? Thank you. And it just totally shifted my thinking, and I realized, boom, that's progress. I handled something differently, the same situation differently than I usually would. So I was able to update my app like, ooh, bitch, 5%, 10% improvement. and as I handle things and I'm more mindful of these things, and you're taking it moment by moment, because that is how transformation happens, okay? It's moment by moment by moment, and you're able to make a choice and make a different choice in every decision. And so that is what this is helping me with. And so it's been 2 weeks now. So Free Trial Queen decided to actually renew her membership. And again, like I don't really be doing shit like that, but I felt like this was a really great investment. I feel like, this is going to be very beneficial to my healing. It's going to help me help myself and help others, because I do healing retreats and I do, consulting and whatever. And there are things that I want to improve on, so I can just be a better Jazz. So all that to say, See, that usually would have made me be like, oh my goodness, they making noise during my video. Who cares? Like, yo, it's noise. Noise happens. This is a video. So, like, if some shit going on, you gonna hear it. It's not a big deal. I'm grateful I could hear, basically. So, I feel lighter. I feel like this shit is not all on me. Because a lot of things, I think a lot of times we feel like we're holding this trauma all ourselves, right? And now I feel like there's somebody to kind of hold the weight with me and really guide me through it and just be there and, without me feeling like I'm putting my shit on somebody else. And so I would definitely recommend BetterHelp to other people. I think that it is a wonderful app. I'm so grateful for the internet. I'm so grateful for technology. I'm so grateful for the way that the things we have access to nowadays, like, my grandma wasn't thinking about doing no damn therapy. Should have been. Definitely should have. But I'm just grateful that I even have these opportunities and these things. I have access to these things, right? And I'm grateful that I live abroad so I can even afford it more, although it's not that expensive. It's about, so it's $65 a week, okay? But you can also apply, depending on how much money you make, you can apply for financial aid. And they can give you, I think, up to 30% off of the $65 a week, which comes to like $45 a week. And I pay $185 a month for the services. And you have to pay monthly. That's the one thing. That's what kind of had me hesitant at first. I was like, oh, I could show this one. And then I did the math, and I'm like, this is $6 a day. $6 a day for my investment in my better health. I mean, in my, in my well-being and mental health, and which I know this for a fact. When you start to heal things and heal certain traumas and things of your life, you're going to raise your frequency and your vibration, which is only going to attract more abundance into your life. So that's why I say investment. This is a wonderful investment. And again, this is not a sponsored post, guys, okay? I'm just saying that this is definitely something that we can benefit from, and it makes it much easier than having to go in the office. So thumbs up to BetterHelp. I'm so grateful that I have the opportunity to speak to somebody and heal this shit, because it's time. And you guys know I say we heal when we keep it real. And it's time to get real about some shit. If you're sad, if you're depressed, if you're struggling with anxiety, if you have childhood trauma, if you have, transitions in your life, recent breakups that was difficult for you, get help. Talk to somebody, a lot of times we want to lean on people or friends and shit, but a lot of the times they don't even have the capacity for us to hold these spaces for us, right? Or to give us the correct feedback. So if you're struggling, look into it. They did give me a link to share with you for you to get a free week, and I'm gonna put that below. So please try it. It's a week. It's nothing. You have nothing to lose. It's free, and you will get a session in that week. So that's all I have, guys. I'm so grateful again. I know I keep saying that shit, but that's just how I feel, and I'm just happy. I feel lighter, and I'm excited for what's in store for me with this. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Peace and blessings. I'm out.